Hi, this is Irina. Let's go to another question, and that is a deep one. We can have so many types of answers to it. It goes like this: how do I work through my shyness and sometimes nervousness? So, again, we are talking now about somebody who is just starting the business and it's in the service industry. It could be coaching, consulting, or anything like that, right? And there's a lot to say about it, but I would want to make 3 points in the video today. One is, if you are shy by nature, there is really nothing you can do about that to change it, not that you have to. The point is to make it work for you instead of letting it, take it where you don't want to go. So the the idea is how to use your character traits to help you. And of course, this is not something that we are going to solve today and in this video. But I think that one good strategy that you can actually use, especially at the beginning, if you don't have any other, um, a life-changing tool when it comes to being shy and nervous, is to really try and kind of detach yourself from the situation. It's the moment you get shy or you're nervous, you also tend to judge yourself. You also tend to like close up and not to be able to focus very well and to narrow down and to really look at what's not going well in your session. And that's really the worst, because from that you can just make it like worse and worse, and you not narrow more and more your vision, and all you can see is how you make mistakes. And the point is that is really something you should leave on the side and go on with your session, and then you'll have time to look into this too, because right now it's no use for you to really look into this. So what I'm saying is try and detach yourself a little bit. It's as if you are in a session with yourself and you look at yourself and you observe and say, oh, look, I'm shy. Oh, look how nervous I am. And I wonder why. So I'm thinking it's probably because of this. But you know what? Let me take a mental note, and I'm going to park it to the side for now. And I'm going to come back to it when the session is over, and I'm going to look into it. But now let me see. So what is next in my session? What exactly is that I need to do next right here? Like, you see, instead of like feeling it, like taking it in and making it bigger and moreover, like to the point that it's overwhelming, you just take a mental note, you observe it, and you put it to the side. It's like, I know you're there, but I'm going to look into you a bit later. So this is one thing that you can use on the spot. And I think even this one, although it's such a small trick, is going to take a few iterations until you get a hang of it. The second point that I want to make is that at the beginning of a practice, everybody's going to be nervous. And everybody's going to be a bit shy about this because it's all new. It's human nature not to feel comfortable when something new shows up. And although this is something that you are building and you are, the director behind the scene, like you know exactly what you want to happen there, of course there is a huge element of unknown that scares you, and you don't know if you are going to be able to cope with it when that shows up, because you don't know what's going to be, when, and so on. So it's absolutely normal. And the point is that it's not going to go away. If you wait until you're going to feel comfortable, you'll never start. So the idea is to start and to do that, to do your session and to work with yourself the way you feel, and that's fine, until you don't feel that anymore. And how? Okay, so it's easy, but the question was like, how do I work with that, right? Think like this. I am nervous because I have standards. I know in my mind that I should be doing this and my session should be looking like this. Meanwhile, here is what I'm doing. See the gap? That's why it's not good. So then everything is expectations. At the beginning, though, you cannot expect yourself to be perfect. Nobody is. Remember how, like, just think of how many things you did today. One day back in your past, there was a first time that you did each and every one of them. And look at how many small and big things you can do today. Like even walking, which is such a default, it was something that you acquired, something that you practiced, it's something that you became good at with time. So again, be very careful when you set expectations. When you go into a session, expect yourself to be nervous and to have moments when you feel shy, and that's fine. It's more like you even put it, on the schedule. Like, I know this is gonna come, and it's like more like a check. It's fine. When that happens, it means that it's all good. The more you practice, the less check you're going to have to do. And the more self-confident you're going to feel about what you're doing. It's all practice. That's all. So that was my strategy here. Try and set expectations, including that at the beginning. It's absolutely normal, and nobody's going to ever ask you more than just that. And then there's a third point, like this level of when you feel nervous and you feel shy, could come from a deeper source inside of you. And I think all of us at some level feel that we are not good enough. And the voice in the back in our heads is coming and it's kind of, saying, you're not good enough. This is not going well. And then kind of shrink and you lose confidence and you don't know what to say. And then that's really when you lose control over what you need to do. It's always, worth going deeper in understanding yourself, and not only understanding, this is the work of your life if you want, and probably being in a business of coaching or consulting, others is such a win-win type of situation, because it's going to push you as a person to grow in beautiful ways. And although sometimes it's painful and makes you go through shyness and nervousness, and it's going to push you into corners where you see yourself in ways you never did before, because either you couldn't, or you didn't have the chance to, or you didn't want to, or you could, this time you have to. It's your only chance is to see yourself like that, and that is going to give you the chance to get to the point of saying, I love, honor, and accept myself exactly the way I am right now. But this is, it's for some people it can happen like this, could be a revelation, and with that everything opens up and the life is different. For other people it's a long process, and this is not something that you can force. It's work with yourself, and the point is that you will always have people that know more than you. You will always know people that do what you do in a lot better way. But it doesn't mean that you cannot do it yourself. It doesn't mean that you cannot help other people in your turn, because your voice is made to be heard by some people who need you. And it's your duty to do what you can to support others when you can. So with that in mind, think of a generous act that you're doing here, and that's going to help you, deal with the voice in the back of your head, and to build confidence by practicing, and use what you can in the moment to get you through, and don't forget to work on yourself, because it's all worth it. So bye now, and I'll see you in the next video.